Hi Aquarius, Stella here, and I'm here to do your December reading. So, Aquarians, gosh, same card, you guys. I literally started to do this reading before, and I didn't have my silk on the tabletop. It's glass, and I could see the reflection of myself as I was talking, and it was so distracting. But before I decided to refilm the intro, this card popped out for you guys. It's the Two of Swords and it's in reverse. So what decision are you not making? What decision do you logically know that you need to make? It's calling your attention. It's very apparent in your environment. It's very apparent on your mind, but you're avoiding it because it's in the reverse. And not only that, but do you see how it's a black sun? So the sun is like your ego, and it's like this lack of ability to make a decision. Sword 2 is always a choice, and swords are logic, communication. Some decision that you're not making, that you refuse to make, is causing you to, it's causing your light to dim. It's causing you to not be able to shine in the way that you otherwise would. There's a big emphasis on balance, right? Balance between good and bad, balance between right and wrong. Finding balance in situations, balance between the spiritual and the physical, right? So the October, that time of year, the veil becomes very thin. And, you know, those of us who have spiritual wisdom and that are connected to Source, God, a higher purpose, may start to see things and have interactions happen in the physical world that don't normally occur. So who are you chatting with? Who are you socializing with, out drinking with? And are you using that as a way to numb yourself, to sort of take your attention off of this choice, this decision that you know you have to make? Because that's what this is. It's like a gang of crows, right? And they're chatting, gossiping, drinking, being merry. But are you using this as a crutch to avoid whatever decision this is? Because whatever this is, it's pivotal for your growth. It came out on the top of the reading. There is a choice you have to make. We have the moon, which is your intuition, this gut knowing. Oh, look at this. So we have logic and the moon. So your logical mind and your subconscious mind. Logically, you know you need to move forward, but you're hesitant to do it. You don't want to do it. In the past, you've distracted yourself and you've got this decision that's weighing on your mind. Underneath, on your subconscious, it's almost like you've got this battle going on. Your subconscious is telling you you need to do something. And now the logical, physical, or maybe even communication, somebody tells you, you know, hey, it's pretty obvious that you need to make this choice. And yet you've got this battle going on and you don't want to move forward. And then we've got this 9 of Rods, your hopes, your dreams for yourself. And you see it's a progression, right? A steady progression, this ladder that goes up, 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 up. So these are your dreams in the future, where you're wanting to go. But again, you have to make this decision. So just make sure that you're not allowing drinking or going out, like your gregarious nature, to cause you to not move forward in making a decision. We are coming into the holiday season. And then we got the 8 of Wands reversed and Temperance. So this is about a conflict, a perpetual karmic conflict. It is in the reverse. So something's coming up that is not something you've never seen before, but it may be showing up in a different form. And it's hindering your ability to get where you need to go. It is good to have patience, but you don't want to like sit on the fence for so long that you just don't even move forward at all and don't make a decision at all. Challenge the world in reverse. So you're feeling like your world is restricted, like you're restricted in your ability to make choices to move forward because of this indecision, because of this choice that you're kind of refusing to make. It's almost like it's right in your face. It's right there. And you're just like, nope, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to see it. But the other part of it is like, it does require patience to get over this, and it does require consulting with other people, consulting with your subconscious, your intuition, and then using this information through the filter of what you want to, looking at it through the filter of what you want for your future, right? So how is this information relevant to where I want to go in the future? And that's like this logical mind, right? That's the logical choice that you need to make that you're not making. And I'm getting this sense of like the Eight of Rods does not always mean this to me, but I'm getting this sense of like, I'm seeing like this karmic wheel, you know, and this is almost like a strike of inspiration because 8 is infinity, right? It just comes and sort of like knocks you off track in the same way. It's the same pattern, but it's showing up differently in a different scenario, in the form of different people, in the form of different events or circumstances, but it's the same karmic pattern. You know, the wheel keeps turning, you keep, you know, life keeps moving, you keep getting to this next iteration, and then bam, this strike of lightning just comes. And because 8 is infinity, right? And it's requiring temperance. And this, Aquarius, is not unusual right now, at least for this time of year. We just got past the 11/11, 11/11/22. The 2 eclipses, you know, Halloween. There's a lot going on right now. And the reason this is all coming up is because, you know, God, Spirit, Universe is asking us to let go of these karmic patterns, let go of these things that hold us back, so that we can move forward into the future that we want, so that we can move forward into service. Because right now we're stuck in our own karma, right? You're in the wheel going round and round and round and round and round. It's not just you, it's all the signs. All of this karmic crap is coming up for everybody, but you're not going to be able to move into your, you know, higher purpose and something greater until you're able to resolve this karmic circle that's continuing to happen. Okay, so this is what's all going on above. 2 of coins reversed. I think you might be unhappy or feeling stagnant in a job. You might feel like you're limited for choice, like there's not a lot of opportunity, like you're making just enough. Again, the figure 8 symbol, like you're making just enough, but it's not enough to get ahead. You know, it is a butterfly, so butterflies do represent, you know, transformation and change, but it's almost like, because it's in the reverse, it's almost like you've gotten all that you can get out of this situation. It is in your recent past, and it has to do something with your finances. So yeah, you're in financial change right now. Where you are or where you've recently been in the past is not supportive of your goals for your future. And so it's limiting. It's starting to feel very limiting. What once, you know, gave you wings and what once provided good opportunity for you is now become stagnant because you've grown past it. Presently, we have the Daughter of Cups. This is the, well, this would be the Page of Cups. So the main thing I'm getting with this is reflection, and I'm also getting like inner child. So pages in the traditional tarot would be a page. Pages are messengers. So this is some message delivered to you in the form of emotional wisdom or emotional understanding. And the main thing that's catching my eye in this image is the reflection here. So reflection, and then also it's a baby, right? So I think doing work on your inner child, your young self, you know, the vulnerable part of you, the part of you that was playful and fun before all of the bad things happened to you that caused you to have to put up walls and, you know, build cages around yourself to keep that part safe, right? As we grow, part of undoing the karma is being able to heal from the traumas, the things that happened to us when we were this innocent, beautiful, playful, you know, young self. And as adults, we oftentimes, you know, lock that part of us away because we've been hurt before and we can't afford to be that vulnerable, playful, you know, little thing. And part of healing, I'm getting like in my own therapy, it's called IFS, internal family systems, has been, oh my gosh, so incredibly healing for me. it involves, you want to do it with a therapist, like ideally at least a couple times, so that you kind of understand, especially if you've never done therapy before, so you don't think like you're going crazy talking to aspects of yourself. But that's exactly what it is. There he talks about how there's parts of you that are protectors. There's parts of you that are, he calls them firemen, where their sole purpose is to stay busy and continue, or what do they do? No, they put out fires. And then there's managers, and the managers manage your emotions, and managers are the ones that get you into like addictions and, you know, binge eating or smoking cigarettes or all these unhealthy habits, because they were often needed. They often came in at a time when you were injured, at a point in your development where you weren't receiving help from the outside, and you didn't have a wide toolbox to work with, right? You didn't know any better. And so maybe when you were 14 or 15 or say 18, you know, you felt a little social anxiety and you thought picking up a cigarette was going to be the remedy for that. And now, you know, 10 years later, you're still smoking cigarettes, and you know it's not good for you. It doesn't add anything to your life, and yet you're still doing it because that part of you has not, you know, evolved past that hurt, right? And so the point of that therapy is to go back to your young self and recognize that, you know, hey, I'm a, you know, 20 something, 30 something, you know, 40, however old you are, adult, and I have, you know, all these tools and all these resources, and I'm successful and I'm healthy and I'm here. And you can go back and give that, you know, child, that aspect of yourself, what you needed. And also a really kind of pivotal thing that once I learned it, I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But until I went through the therapy, I didn't understand play, your ability to play, because I'm just looking at this, you know, the reflection and all the colors and the fact that it's a duckling and, you know, it's a baby, and they just, babies, everything in the world is new to them, you know. They have so much fun, and in the fun they're learning and they're growing, and it's beautiful. And then at some point it becomes really like heavy and stale and stagnant and, you know, not playful. And play is so healing in and of itself, because if you've ever been through trauma, if you've ever been through something really difficult, a death, a lot, you know, whatever it is, when you're bereaved or when you're feeling damaged, you don't play. And play, you know, signs of play is one of the first ways that you know somebody's healing, because the nervous system on a chemical and biophysical level will not play. It will not allow itself to let its guard down and play unless it feels totally safe. And so unless you feel safe in your environment, you know, you won't let yourself even go out and do things that bring you joy, even though you should. That's part of why people isolate when they're depressed, right? Because it doesn't feel safe. They know they're vulnerable. They know that they're not, you know, fully able to care for themselves the way that they want to and that they should. And so it feels too dangerous and too scary to go out there. And you know, the sad part about that is what we need when we're depressed is more social engagement, more play, more support from others. And yet, you know, the tendency is to self-isolate. And that's probably goes back to part of the like very, very primitive, you know, mammal or like reptilian brain, where they say, you know, it's a survival mechanism. And so if you can find play in your environment and incorporate just a little bit of it into your day, in the beginning it might seem like, well, that's stupid, you know, why am I like wasting my time on this? Or I used to feel that way about art. You know, I love art. I'm very artistic. But I used to always somehow convince myself that if I spent time doing art, it was like time not spent well, or time, you know, wait, I don't even know. But it's such a backwards way of thinking, because, you know, doing the art, doing the thing, it's a positive loop, because the more you do the thing, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the more you want to, you know, be creative and play and do the art. So, anyways, that was a long spiel about you guys getting some emotional message. This is in your present. I think it's going to be really important for you to try to tap into the part of yourself that can play and that can be light and that looks at things with novelty, because you are feeling stuck, right? You are feeling like there's no opportunity and like you're very limited. Things are stale in your environment. You know, you've got this decision, you know, logically you need to make, but you're afraid to kind of do it. All of that is happening. So if you can take some time out and play, it's going to be very beneficial for you. Okay. So then in your near future, actually, let's do your challenge. So your challenge is the Mother of Pentacles. So remember how I was saying this has to do with your finances, because we've got you feeling stale, no growth, like you've outgrown the situation where you are now in your recent past, and your challenge is the Mother of Pentacles. So this would be the Queen of Pentacles. Your challenge, what's hardest for you right now, and also what you most need to get where you want to go, is nurturance. You need, whether you're this little baby, I want you to look at that image. That baby feels safe, right? It's completely safe. And when you feel safe, you're able to have creative ideas, and you're in a generative state because you're not spending your energy worrying about, you know, your survival. So, and when it comes to money, you need to be able to feel safe in your money. You need to feel like you have enough, like you know that it's coming in and that you can trust that you will be taken care of and you'll have enough. Or whether you need to be more like the Mother, the Queen of Pentacles, where she builds her wealth. You know, it's like she's very material. She's very sensual. She's like a Taurian queen. She loves good food. She loves luxury clothing. She loves soft fabrics, roses, you know, bubble baths. She takes care of her physical needs, and she knows how important it is, and she does what she needs to do to make sure that those needs are met. So this is what you need to do for yourself, Aquarius, okay? In your near future, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is a card of like deception. This is a card of somebody trying to steal, somebody lying to you, somebody trying to do something sneaky, somebody ruining your reputation by talking about you, threatening, you know, those resources through, you know, lies, or but it's in the reverse. I'm going to pull a clarity. I'm almost getting surrender, because traditionally that card is about deception. And so the opposite of it would be like surrender, like giving it up to God. Whatever it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm going into it with my eyes open, speaking the truth. And no matter what it looks like, no matter how you think it may turn out, speaking the truth for the truth's sake, because you know it's the right thing to do, and you know it's going to align you with the greater power, with God, with the truth on your side. Two of Wands. I think you might be battling like a little bit of ego as well, where maybe you have done something in the past that you're not super proud of, and you're kind of struggling, like, you know, it's like you've built this facade around this thing that you're not proud of, or this, maybe it's a lie, maybe it's a, you know, some untruth, or it could even not be like an intentional untruth, but something that does not align with your truth, does not align with your vision, and you're feeling this pressure to sort of like uphold it versus moving forward towards, you know, what it is that you really want. Because again, we have the two. I think you're just kind of struggling on which way to go. As your challenge, we have the World in reverse. So again, you're feeling very confused. You're feeling like, I'm seeing this internal battle in you about, you know, your ego, like the way other people see you this way, this one certain way, because you've presented yourself that way for a long time. And yet internally you want to be a different way, or you see yourself as a different way, or you have evolved, you know, and maybe even with your money, like you have to be a certain way in order to, you know, continue to get your financial needs met. and continue to be nurtured. And that's why it's, your challenge. But it's asking you, do you want to continue on with this false self and this false mask, not making this choice that logically you need to make because you're worried about what not even the consequences, because it's going to be better in the end, but you're worried about how the changes are going to roll out. What is that going to mean for you? But what you're really needing to do is nurture your own thing moving forward and not rely on going around in this wheel, this karmic wheel for somebody else in order to get your needs met. You need to learn how to meet your needs on your own. And it can be joyful and it can be fun and it can be, it can involve play and it can involve the vulnerable part of you. You don't always have to be so guarded in order to get your needs met, Aquarius. That's what I'm feeling. And you're going back and forth between this new part of you that wants to come out and wants to be acknowledged and wants to play in the world, and this old part of you that's been very guarded and is like, nope, we have to toe the line, we have to do this, there's these steps we have to do. Or even if we're feeling restricted and we have more to give, we still have to do this thing that we've always done because it brings us security. And you're really having this battle in your head, and you're eternally patient about it, right? Because it is a karmic thing. But it's time to make a choice. It's time to not wait anymore. Because logically, you know what you need to do. Motivationally, you know what you need to do. You need to, go towards the one that feels better to you with all those colors, right? This is your motivation. Wands are like the fire up under your ass, right? So, currently you're feeling like the world is not your oyster. Like the world is upside down. Things aren't going well for you. You don't know if you'll ever be on top again. And then your guidance is this Father of Wands, which is make up your damn mind and fiercely defend it and go after it. The cobra, it almost reminds me of the caduceus, which is the symbol of, the DNA, the snake going up the staff. It's the medical symbol, represents knowledge and healing. Father of Wands is the father of fire. He's so quick. He's so motivated. He's so fast to make a decision. And so this, Aquarius, is the antidote to your dilemma right now. And this is what's going to help you because, listen, you know where you want to go. You've been building this ladder rung by rung for a long time. It's just that, you're kind of scared to make that step. But I'm telling you, these eclipses that have just happened, none of us are going to have a choice moving forward of whether or not we're going to step into our future because it's happening. All of that karma is coming up. And yes, life is kind. God is kind, right? If you're not ready to deal with something, if you truly cannot find it in you to find the motivation to get yourself out of this, that's okay. God will let you stay where you are, but you'll miss the opportunity for this growth and you'll go around another cycle. And if that's what you need to do, that's okay. But what I'm here to say is that there's opportunity to move past. There's opportunity to step into this thing, this dream that you have for yourself that you've always wanted. Your intuition's telling you, your friends are telling you, you're in your heart, you're motivated to tell you, and your environment is even lining up to say hey, take a step out. You have more to offer. There's more to give. There's more that life has to give. You just got to step out of this box that you're in. Raccoon. Raccoon is a animal of the night. Raccoons they're so interesting. They're very cute. They have a mask, right? They're very secretive. They come out at night, but they're highly, highly intelligent. So I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to pause you guys and get the guidebook real quick. 1 second. So, talented, shadowy, in hiding. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists to greater or lesser degrees. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in an artist's favor. Other times it limits creativity. Am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I am ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. You guys, that's just the conflict I was just saying about. You have this thing inside of you that's waiting to be born. Do you want to, maybe put on a mask and try it out, put on this pseudonym and go out on the internet and, try it out. If you're not ready to like fully pursue it in your life, and that's okay. But you're definitely you're dealing with this ego struggle between who people see you as and who you really are and who you want to be, and how those fit together, and what it would mean if you gave up how people see you or changed how people see you in order to fulfill, yourself. And I mean, the only thing I can tell you, that's a choice you have to make, but you'll never know until you try. You'll never know. It's like, the parables in the Bible, like you'll never know that God is good. You'll never know that you're truly provided for until you're out in the desert and you don't have any food, right? And that's when your faith is tested. So that's where you guys are at right now. And it's really beautiful because it means there's a lot of change happening, but it's also very scary. And I think that the guidebook here had a really great suggestion, which was to just try it out. Artists take on stage names all the time. If you need to find some way to like give an outlet to your creativity in a way that hides who, or protects, your old sense of ego so that everything doesn't just crumble, that's okay. Go at it that way then. But whatever you need to do to let this energy out, because it's inside of you and it's karmic, you guys. It's not just like one day you on a whim decided that you want to do something more with your life. It's like this has been building. This is a karmic cycle that's been coming up again and again and again in your life in different forms. And you have so much more to give, Aquarius. Not only that, but life has so much more to give to you if you'll only accept it. Okay? So the last card that I pulled for guidance was, I will love where I am right now. There is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have, and we want to assist you in achieving that. But we love you where you are right now, even if you do not, because we understand how joyful the journey to where you want to go will be. So that's where this temperance is. Be patient. Know that you're right where you need to be, but don't stop reaching for your goals. Okay? I love you guys.